Capacity gate in excess of 40,000. We estimate about 41,000. Barry Muir, great to see you at Lang Park. How long have you been with Redcliffe?
This is my third year, Doug, and second time I got to my grand final.
Barry, there's a great deal of talk about the needle between you and one of your former players, Ron Raper.
Ronnie Raper, yeah. Well, of course, Ronnie was captain of Redcliffe in 1973 when we made the grand final, and I was the coach. And, well, you know, I suppose that Ronnie's quite happy now he's coaching Western Suburbs, but they all reckon he knows my moves, but that was 2 years ago.
All in readiness for the start of the 1975 Brisbane Rugby League Premiership. Referee is Ian Smith with Pearce starting play. West running with a northeasterly breeze behind them, and that's McCarthy, the fullback. No changes to the advertised teams. West in possession, running from the northern end of the ground, and that's Bradshaw. In his 1975 Brisbane Rugby League Grand Final, Wayne Stewart, West's goal-kicking winger. Just outside the quarter line, right in front, the northeasterly breeze behind him. And Stewart's kick. Can he open the scoring? It's there, and West lead 2-0.
Reserve grade grand finals, and he's one of the boys that West are going to be relying on.
10 metres out. Redcliffe defence, pretty fragile then for a moment or two to Oliphant. Richardson's there, and away to Cameron. Cameron's through. Cameron's over for West for the first try, and West lead 5-0.
Beautiful work then by firstly Oliphant and then Jeff Richardson with magnificent hands that he has. Quick passing onto Cameron, and Cameron did the rest. A very, very strong player, Cameron.
And a great start to West. Slight favourites for this match over Redcliffe, leading by 5 points to 0 as a result of a penalty goal and now a try. There's the kick. Look at it, right down the middle, no doubt. And it's a penalty to Redcliffe with West standing up, 20 metres in from touch. West are leading 7-0 after 14 minutes of play. Ian Pearce, the kicker. It's pretty close, and it's there. First points to Redcliffe. West are leading 7-2.
No doubt the Redcliffe supporters would be happy to see Bunny Pearce get that first kick over, because he has been off with his goal kicking in the recent weeks, and they'd be very, very happy to see those 2 points registered by Pearce.
Jones and Halley. Back to Jones. A longer one to Williams. There's Pearce, and back to Bullow. Moving the ball about well, but the defence is still there all the time, 10 metres short of the halfway mark. Redcliffe. Williams kicking over the head of McCarthy. McCarthy's ball. Williams is moving up, but he comes inside. And across to Stewart on that left wing. Back it comes to, Cameron, what a beautiful heading rather, the other centre. Whipped across to Carr. Carr losing it. Wayne Stewart attempting to put more points on the board for West, and the kick from Stewart. It's there. And West lead 9-2, just on 22 minutes of play. And that's a high one for Richardson, but he said thank you. And getting it back in turn to Heading. Heading's over the quarter line now and switched across. Here's Cameron. Away we go again, on to Bradshaw. Bradshaw's through, and he's over for the second try. Bradshaw, and West lead 12-2.
Another great West try, and young second rower Rod Bradshaw showed tremendous enterprise and thinking then to step back inside Grayson and dive for the line. A big future in the game, this young fellow.
Wayne Stewart attempting to take the kick. Another good kick from Stewart. Look at that. Up go the flags, and West go to a lead of 14-2.
Bobby Jones, a great little hooker, a youngster from Gunnedah in New South Wales. The Redcliffe hooker.
Oliphant's ball in. Penalty to Redcliffe in front. But West is still leading 14-2, only about 7 minutes or so before half-time. And there's a player leaving the field. West lock forward, Carr is leaving the field, and he's being replaced. We'll pick him up in a moment. There's the kick at goal. Up go the flags. And Redcliffe take their total to 4, but West still lead by 10 points. Redcliffe hooker was coming back onside, ran into the ball, and it's a penalty to West in front. West are leading 14-4. There it goes, and up go the flags. 5 out of 5 to Wayne Stewart. Great goal kicking. And West go to a lead of 16 points to 4, only 4 minutes before half-time. Referee for the match is Ian Smith as it comes back to Williamson. And straight on to Brother. Henry over the halfway mark. Henry and making it look so easy. Looking for the support, and away goes Henry Williamson. Away from Obbs coming at Williamson, very nearly there. Stopped less than a metre out from the line. McCarthy's up there, the fullback. He got there quickly. Decides to go on his own, then dummies, and McCarthy's over. It's a third try for West, and he did it so well. And West lead by 19 points to 4. They're running away with it.
McCarthy, he only looks a jockey-sized fellow, although not in height. He has a little bit of height about him, but he shows remarkable strength.
The kick from Stewart is away, so didn't miss by very much, I suppose. 5 goals out of 6 to Wayne Stewart. From the southern end of the ground in the second half. Penalty to West in front, only 30 metres out. And up go the flags. 6 goals from 7 attempts to Wayne Stewart, and West lead 21-4. Jones and Winnie, and that's Obbs turning play, and Obbs tries to get Obbs is very nearly over. Tony Obbs to get the ball down. Yes, very well done, Tony Obbs. And West lead by 21 points to 7. There's the kick from Pearce, and up go the flags. And West lead Redcliffe 21-9, 10 metres inside, onto Oliphant, very close to offside. On it comes to McCarthy. McCarthy's over the quarter line, looking round and can't get it back. And we're going to have a penalty to West. Another kick for Wayne Stewart, a very easy one right in front. Another 2 points to West coming up, and up go the flags. And West go to a lead of 23 points to 9 after 12 minutes of great acceleration. Brown in the dummy half position. Oliphant and the other Williamson, Max Williamson, trying to charge through and take some stopping and allowed to get it back. As on it comes to Oliphant. Richardson's out there now. A long pass into Heading. Heading flies to the corner. Here's another try coming up for West. And Heading's over for the 4th try. And West race away, 26-9. Wayne Stewart, the kicker. And waved away.
Harry Cameron once again very strong in defence.
Pearce there, and Ian Pearce flies to the line and he's over. Very well done. Ian Pearce, the 2nd try for Redcliffe, and West lead 26-12. And it's coming onto the field, and there's the kick from Pearce, and it's up. Up go the flags, skims across the bar, and West lead 26-14. Inside West quarter line, Lease, Pearce, and there's Russell, and the pass across to Bullow, standing in the tackle, back to Mason. One-handed pass onto Jones. Jones the hooker. He's got support. Racing through comes Tiny. And Tiny very nearly over and puts the ball down. Russell. Russell scores for Redcliffe. And that's their 3rd try. West lead them by 26 points to 17.
By Barry Muir to send this young, sharp player on.
It's been converted. Been converted. Yes, Ian Pearce kicked the goal. And so Redcliffe are within 7 points. To Russell. Reversing play. A long one, Bleakley. And Bleakley out of the first tackle. Bleakley for the corner. Here's a chance. Bev Bleakley's nearly over. Is he over the line? Very close, yes. A try to Bev Bleakley. Very well done. 4 tries each. And West lead 26 points to 22. It's getting closer.
And of course, I think that's 4 tries each, isn't it?
4 tries each. There's the kick from Pearce, and up go the flags. It's only 2 points separating the team. West leading Redcliffe 26-24. 2 minutes left in the game. Now, what's going to happen? 24, but time is running out. Less than a minute left in the game. Crowds spilling onto the field as Peter Lease tries to get it away. Heading comes in and wraps him up, gathered by Tony Obbs. Obbs, Richardson wraps him up and knocks him down, and yes, he stopped him with assistance. The 6th tackle, the scrum to back down. The full-time hooter is not far away.
And Redcliffe, over the last 15 minutes, has finished on much the stronger.
There's the full-time hooter sounding. Williams kicking. Look at the crowd running onto the field. This is stupid. The game's still in progress, and the ball is down and into touch. Fortunately for that, because the crowd would have ruined the end of the game, stopping any chance Redcliffe might have had, but it's all over. And West have won the 1975 Brisbane Rugby League Grand Final, defeating Redcliffe by 26 points to 24.
Grand final day 1976, and here comes the Panthers. Have a listen to the crowd. Roughly 40,000 people here. Completely packed outer, and Western Suburbs being led onto the field by Bob Green, their captain for this afternoon. Has been the last couple of games. Stewart there. Very important member of Western Suburbs team, Wayne Stewart. Panthers on the field. We'll now wait for the Tigers. The big Tiger emblem there, waiting for Des Morris to bring his Tigers out from Stones Corner, and here they come now. Have a listen to the Eastern Suburbs supporters. Morris breaks it, and in he comes. Followed by Rod Morris, Johnny Payne there, Lindenberg, Jeff Naylor, Johnny Lang. And the stand. There's the grandstand. East and West, both players on the field. There's the end of the national anthem, and Bernie Pramberg blows the whistle, and away we go in the 1976 Brisbane Rugby League Grand Final. Rebo with the ball, first man. Bumps off Abbott, but in comes Payne, and down goes Rebo. Rod Bradshaw. Lang, Lindenberg. Sees a little gap, steps through it. Oh, beautiful tackle, Rebo. Lovely covering tackle from John Rebo. Payne, a drop at a field goal. Over! Johnny Payne puts a 1 point on the board. 5 minutes into the first half. Eastern Suburbs leading by 1 point to nil.
Well, from where we sit here, of course, the angle very difficult, but Mr. Pramberg right from the start, what is it, 8 minutes in? Near enough to 8 minutes in, has been standing on the 5 metre mark on the defensive side, and East were well in front of it. And this is the easy one for Stewart.
East leading by 1 point to nil. Capacity crowd. Stewart hits this one. That's up and over. Stephen Creer to play it back to John Rebo. Rebo, Oliphant, Richardson along on a Prickett. Prickett gives it out, no full down.
Oh,
Final
great
tackle.
defence, Eastern Suburbs.
Final tackle, he's over. He is over. 5-1.
And quite correct, sir. They all left Prickett, left him, well, like a shag on a rock, because they thought they had to cover. Opened up like a,
Tin of sardines.
Yes, like a tin of sardines, like butter going through a hot knife. Prickett is injured. Well done, Western Suburbs.
13 and a half minutes gone. The first try of the 1976 Grand Final. Let's watch it on instant replay. Richardson along on a Prickett. Prickett gives it out, no full down.
Oh,
Final
great
tackle.
defence, Eastern Suburbs.
Final tackle, he's over. He is over.
They got that sudden urge and away they went. And there's another 2 points.
Right over the dot. Wayne Stewart, 2 out of 3. Western Suburbs, after 15 minutes in the first half, lead by 7 points to 1.
Let's watch them this time.
Final tackle coming up. Payne off Oliphant. He's got it back. Out it goes to De Bruin. He's on the back leg. De Bruin grab, put down. He's lost the ball. Rebo has the ball.
Oh, Payne is eyeing the bloke in the background. Oh, it was a bad. I think he's boxing though. Basically.
Stewart's kick is over. Another 2 points.
He's making East work really hard.
Richardson running now. Beautifully done, Richardson.
Oh, he dummied
Oh,
off.
and he's lost the ball, but picked up and play on. Final tackle. Suburbs, they need a try. They need a try badly. Lindenberg gives it to Payne. Payne to Morris. Rod Morris is over. Now he's out. He is out.
Oh,
Good football.
great football from East. What lovely short passing.
Johnny Lang, Greg Holborn, John Payne. Payne now to Kewen. Beautiful. Johnny Abbott to Callis. He's up the ball. Up. Lindenberg, long pass to Payne. Payne has Abbott with him. Now to Abbott, and he has Nikolai with him. Into Nikolai. Nikolai Back inside to Lindenberg, and Lindenberg held on to. Final tackle has come to pack. Final tackle. Prickett running from dummy half. Flies the ball back. West keeping it alive. Richardson puts the kick in now. Bit of open space. Richardson sprinting through. Kuhn's there. He's lost it. Richardson has it. Oh, Oliphant's got it. Oliphant down to Rebo. Oh, yes. Rebo, the try scorer. What a try. Let's have a look at it, Mick, from when Richardson kicks the ball. Just watch him sprint after it. He really determined to get that ball back. Let's watch it on instant replay. Half. Flies the ball back. West keeping it alive. Richardson puts the kick in now. Bit of open space. Richardson sprinting through. Kuhn's there. He's lost it. Richardson has it. Oh, Oliphant's got it. Oliphant down to Rebo. Oh! Well tackled by Gary Prickett.
Oh, cover defending. That guy's everywhere. He's hurt. He's...
Lindenberg puts the sprint in. Away he goes. Puts the kick in, and a good one. Tough football from Wayne Lindenberg. Very, very quick off the mark, and has put East on the attack if they can get the ball. Just inside the quarterway. East with a chance now. Holman, De Bruin, Farquhar, and Naylor. Naylor to Callis. Callis steps, still going. Pretty support. Now he gives it to De Bruin. De Bruin 12 metres out. Eastern Suburbs attacking. West defending grimly. Jeff Naylor. Naylor into Roddy Morris. Rod Morris 10 metres out. Final tackle. West lead by 12 points to 1. 2 tries to nothing. Lindenberg, Holman, Jeff Naylor to Farquhar. Out it goes to Abbott. Abbott to Callis. He's dropped it. He's dropped it.
Oh!
Would you believe it?
Oh, I've got a groan because that was a try. Just bombed by a top team. East playing shockingly.
And again, gets away. Taken now. There's a biff on between who is it? Des Morris and Rebo. Yes, DJ's giving him heaps. Richardson plays on. Scrum it up.
Short one.
Yes. Mr. Pramberg has been pleading with Eastern Suburbs to get back right in.
Well,
Have you noticed him?
You stand back the 5 yards there, you call the players back with you, and I think you can only give them so much tolerance before the penalty comes.
Well, he's on East supporters, so they'll be sitting home crying, I'd say. Stewart's kick. Good. Over. Stewart kicks the penalty. 14-1. Western Suburbs leading in the 1976 Grand Final on Channel 7. I think Mick, final tackle, 10 minutes of play remaining. Richardson, high kick, good kick, Green sprinting through. Thomas is there. It's on the ground, and East have it.
Offside.
Offside.
It's got to be.
Definitely offside.
Yes, he was offside.
Oh, dear. Off an East player, and another East player picked it up.
That is bad luck, but it's still offside.
Oh, yes, he's correct.
Yes, Ian.
In those situations, of course, it's the great temptations when the ball's so close to the line is to grab that loose ball, and that's what the East player did, and he was in front of the last player on his own side who played the ball, and the penalty to West.
Because I thought that they could contain that attacking machine of Kuhn and coming into the back line, which in the back. He has told guys out there who rather throw a punch than throw a pass not to do anything illegal today.
A West ball, and well they might chant West, West, West.
Well, that's that number 12, Prickett, on the ball again. I think he's had an absolute blinder for West this afternoon.
Away goes Richardson. What about Richardson to Thomas? Thomas inside the Norman Carr. Carr back inside to Thomas. He can't handle it.
Oh, West on the fly.
Premiers. 16-1 the score at present. Yes, Mick?
There's the guy with the ball, Williamson. He's certainly put a bit more all in when he came on to replace his brother. There it is. It's all over. Western Suburbs have won the 1976 Grand Final. Kids are on the field. Take the tackle. Callis has done the wrong thing, but no doubt about it. West have won the 1976 Grand Final to the funny score of 16 points to 1.
Look at the crowd on there.
That is bad.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Lang Park for the 1992 Winfield Cup Grand Final. between the defending premiers Eastern Suburbs and West. And here come the Tigers, led out by their skipper, 30-year-old Gavin Payne. Judging by the boos, I think West might be favourites here with the crowd this afternoon. Here's the Eastern Suburbs side. It's Mulvihill, the fullback. The wingers are Cannon and McGowan. The centres are Payne and Street. The halves are Dowd and Green, that's Paul Green, and the pack is Crosby. The second rowers are Crothers and Nielsen, and the front row Herman and Anderson. Andrew Nevis, the hooker, and they're coached by the former international and John Lang.
And listen to the support for the Panthers, no doubt about where the crowd sentiments are today. They haven't won a grand final since 1976. They did win the preliminary final. They beat East convincingly on that occasion, 25-14. But let's have a look at the lineup. It's Craig Green at fullback, John Green on one wing, Maguire on the other. In the centres, it's Smith and Stratton. 5/8 is Bowen and Duncan, the halfback. Their lock forward is Liddell. In the second row, it's Mills and Schuler. The front row is O'Reilly and Shaw. And the hooker, of course, is Fitzgerald. And their coach is Gary Grinke. And we'll just see who's going to come out of this one. Here's the kick-off coming up. It's going to be Green putting it downfield. It'll be taken back there by Paul Green. There's 3 Greens in action out there today. Dummy half is Neve. He'll send it across there. Comes on to Anderson. Anderson going for the line. He's going to score. First score of the match. Eastern Suburbs are in the front row. Peter Anderson is over for the try, and they open up a lead of 4-0.
I think, as Greg Dowling outlined, John Lang just wanted probably a hard 20-25 from Anderson. Full bore, and there's the evidence of it. He's crossed for the big 4-pointer. East lead 4-0.
Going to be waved away, so the score remains East's leading by 4-0. Lost the ball in the tackle. There's going to be a penalty to West. Pretty good crowd out here at Lang Park for this match today. Here's the kick. No doubt about it, straight through the centre. So West get their first points on the board, but East at the lead of 4-2.
On the 22-metre line is where Gavin Duncan feeds the ball, and East are going to come up with it again, are they?
Well, he's got him for not retiring, but why Gavin Duncan doesn't put it under his own lock's feet, I'm not sure, because he's putting it in just behind the hooker and they're getting pushed off it, and no other league halfback puts it anywhere near the middle. Why not put it under your lock's feet?
Have a look at Alan Langer, and he's the Rothmans gold medal best and fairest.
Jeff Tuvey the other day missed the scrum just about. In defence is very good, but now West with the ball.
Here's Liddell. They've got the pass out wide to Stratton. He's a metre short of the line. Come on! Anderson want to be careful he doesn't end up in the bin. Sam Smith, he's got it to Schuller. That's it, they're in. West have hit back. He's cocked up the ball, 10 out from the line, and eventually it was the captain, Paul Schuller, that went in to score, and Western Suburbs lead by 6-4.
And here you'll see Smith, the former Ipswich player, has played for Queensland. Gets Crosby on him, then 2 come in to make the tackle, which leaves the space for Schuller. That's 6-4 to Wests.
Makes no mistake, and Western Suburbs lead of the grand final by 8-4. Well, Western Suburbs continue to roll their forwards, Greg Dowling, as they chip for Duncan to chase. And it's Duncan, cans away to Smith. John Green, he doesn't need him, he's in. Sam Smith is in. He had John Green on the outside. The bounce of the ball's gone Western Suburbs' way. And West now race to a vital lead of 12-4.
Well, he got the points. Here's the bad bounce now coming up for Gavin Payne. He's come back. Really nothing you can do about that. Maintains his composure, Gavin Duncan, rather well. Finds his support outside. This here, perhaps, is where Sam Smith could have passed. Opted not to, over the line.
Will he keep the 100% record intact? It's coming around. She's a ripper. Western Suburbs at half-time lead by 14-4 as the teams leave the field after Eastern Suburbs led 4-0 after 14 minutes of play.
East up offside, penalty Western Suburbs. The Matadi lead. Here's his kick. No doubt about it. So West have a lead now, 16-4. Back the other way, Bowen with it again. They got plenty of players. This is Mills starting to go. Got his pass outside, cutting his way through. Over there is Smith. Smith coming up, got it back inside. And here's the try for the winger in green. And that'll wrap it up, I'd say. West going right off out there in the centre of field. And why not? They've opened up a big lead of 20-4.
Well, a couple of those players blew it earlier. Green throwing the inside pass to Sam Smith that went to ground somewhere or other after a big run from Mills. This time, Mills was involved again. He gave it to Smith. Smith, a beautiful left hand over the top into John Green, who read it very well. It was good, sensible play from the wing and no space out wide. And again, Bowen was involved, giving that space to Steve Mills, who in ditto gave some to Sam Smith, and Smith had two options, a little left-footed chip kick. He gave that one a flick and decided to go for the pass. It was a beautiful one into John Green under the post, and as Billy said, that will just about wrap it up, and Wests know that it has.
There's the kick. No doubt about it. Through it goes. So the West lead is a good one at Lang Park. It's 22 points to 4 now.
The category at this stage, but there's things about Steve Mills' game that remind me of Blue Plats.
Yeah, here they go again. This is Bowen. He sends it outside. They start to stretch out a little bit again with Stratton. Over the top it goes. This will be another try. He's in again, Green. And West careering away now. Green into the corner. And they've got a lead of 26 points to 4.
There's that man again, Bowen. And that one again as well, Sam Smith. This time Mills was out of it. He'd been in earlier. Smith finds the sideline, knows that John Green's come inside. Both East defenders sucked in. Pass taken high from John Green. He's happy enough to test his goal kicking from the sideline.
See what he can do from here. It's a bit low this one, but it's got to be there. He's booted it over. And he's set this crowd alight at Lang Park today. 28 points to 4. West are leading East.
So Eastern Suburbs. Duncan's come away with it towards the line, and he's in. Gavin Duncan from the base of the scrum. Oh, Tinkerbell down the chalk, in the corner. 32 points to 4.
Well, East couldn't tackle him, but his teammates did a fair job after he scored the try. They really decked him. Great play from Gavin Duncan. It's come out straight back out by the looks of it to me, but he's done the old off the left foot, off the right foot, inside and around Sean Davis over in the corner, and we'll test John Green this time. Can he make it 6 out of 6?
The Panthers, they want another one.
They'll go right, they'll get one.
Duncan floats one straight for the corner. Graham Stratton, in he goes. He's played well today, the centre, and Graham Stratton goes in to score. Western Suburbs 36, Eastern Suburbs 4. Fitzgerald now pushes him out of the way to get there. To Duncan. Green, 10 metres out, hands free, Wayne Treleaven, unselfishly to Stratton for try number 2, puts it down. Wayne Treleaven only on the park about 3 minutes. 20 years with his club, and in a grand final sets up his centre partner of the moment, Graham Stratton, for try number 2. Be the playmaker at first receiver. He has the football, he spins it. Niels. Who's got it now? Can they get an overlap? They finally get it out wide to Greg Street. He'll go in the corner.
This is Payne attempts to kick, and they will get double figures.
He's kicked it. Great goal. Great conversion. West lead 40 to 10. There'll be one more play the ball. No, won't be now, but they should score. They need hands fast and left. It goes to ground. Picked up by Greg Street. That's it. That's the grand final to Western Suburbs, their first since 1976, and they have comprehensively defeated the defending premiers Eastern Suburbs by 40 points to 10. And Andrew Slack, a very, very comprehensive performance indeed.
Well, you don't have to look further than the scoreboard to realise that, but it was one, I think, pretty well based on a good forward effort. Once they, as we've said before, they got themselves into the mode, and Paul Schuler led from the front. Steve Mills, who was touted before the game as the big match breaker. East kept a hold on him for a good little while, but then he started to make those space. People were looking off support, coming off support for him, and Craig Bowen got the backs moving beautifully. Paul Schuler, the captain of West, picking up the Winfield Cup, and
with a great deal of difficulty too, I might add.
He tips it over, but the lid was going to bite the dust there, but Schuler, a very happy man, well deserved, as we say, and his teammates there applauding.
And one of their fans in the background there is determined to make it to television. And the rest of the players followed on there and got their particular rewards after that.
Premier Rugby League team. Here's Warren Boland.
The Eastern Suburbs Tigers, without their skipper Ian Staines, who was injured late in their final training session, He badly hurt a knee and had to pull out of this grand final, and that's a severe disruption to this side. To lose your front rower and captain on the eve of the game. Sean Davis is the fullback, Rob Cannon on one wing, Greg Street and Jeff Bell in the centres, Peter Turner at the other winger, Peter Sinclair at 5'8", Paul Green at halfback. The captain now is the lock forward, Steve Dowden, Scott Nielsen and Adam Marr in the second row, Shane Pearce, Andrew Neve and Peter Anderson in the front row, Peter Anderson in the side for Ian Staines. Paul Green, the Rothmans medalist, a young man with a big future, his 21st birthday today. He'll be joining the Cronulla club along with his coach John Lang next year, but today he has a job to do for Easts. And here come the Panthers. Of course, they have also made this interesting switch in the second row with Shane Vivian starting and Steve Mills reverting to the bench as they did last week. A big day for Wests. Trying to make it 2 in a row. East determined to turn that situation around in 1993. David Mills is the fullback. Mark Maguire on the wing. Tony Curry and Graham Strutton, that fine centre pair. Gerard Kerr on the other wing. It's Craig Green at 5'8", Adrian Lamb at halfback. Paul Tanks at lock forward. Shane Vivian in jersey 14 in the second row alongside Steele Retchless. Paul Schuller, the captain, in the front row alongside hooker John Little and his fellow prop Brad Thorne. The referee for the big match is Stuart Burnt, refereeing his first A-grade grand final, and play underway. A warm day here at Lang Park. And it might be the end of the season. It is also the last time we'll see Lang Park as it currently is. It's about to undergo the $15 million transformation. The Cauldron. There were plenty of fireworks in the major semi-final. Will there be today?
Expected to take that wind in the first half. There's that hit by Brad Thorne. It was a good one.
But I'll tell you what, the referee, good decision. It was right around the chest.
Only 10 out now, West. Curry's come in. Pops a little kick through. The bounce will want to go east way, and it does. Davis throws a pass, and he's in goal. Now Turner gives it back to Davis. That's great football. It's 2 against 1. Away they go with Turner now. In and out away from Lamb. Over halfway, David Mills across. And the Sky's lost the ball now. And there's been some fine attacking football. Plenty of opportunities to score tries, but the defence is held up, but not this time. As it comes back to Green. And again it was Davis. Green, Davis, back to Green. He's found the hole up the middle at long last and got over the line. That is brilliant passing.
Oh, great work here. A little Paul Green. Look, he's going to set him alight in Sydney, I can assure you. Gets the ball to Sean Davis, who started all this off. But a bad missed tackle there by Paul Schuller, number 10.
Front of the sticks. He converts the try, and East lead 6 points to 0. Way back by Maguire, out and out of Tanks. To Retchless, plenty of men here, and over in the corner goes David Mills. David Mills scores for Wests.
And you can put this try down to the East players not going for the football. They didn't even go for that bomb, and West, they just had an overlap and a good try.
Now Kerr brings it around nicely, and it stays there, straight between the posts. Great kick. Didn't go too high, but it was straight enough. West hit back, and it's 6 points all.
Especially your try was a very skillful try.
Yeah, well, you know, Sean and Greenie actually played a bit of touch football together, and they worked very well.
Okay, John, thank you.
Tony Curry goes straight through, looks back inside. Campbell backing up beautifully, gets a pass away to Gerard Kerr. From the corner, Kerr, great defence by East. The pass comes back inside, play on. They've got one more tackle here, Wests. They're 3 metres out.
Short out wide East.
He comes to Lamb. Oh, he's held onto it himself. Lamb goes back in. He keeps it alive. Tanks knows where it's got to go. Retchless picks it up. Flings it out the backs to Strutton. Strutton sights an opening. Throws it out to the winger. Maguire over. Mark Maguire scores the try. And there's players strewn from one side of the paddock to the other.
West's second try had a lot of similarities about the first try. Well, there's Brad Thorne tapping it on. Retchless does well to keep the ball alive. Strutton then decides to take on the defence, and then a mile of overlap again. Plenty of players in support, and Maguire goes across for a good try.
But he's hooked it. The wind brought it around. So it's 10 points to 6 in favour of West, 6 minutes into the second half. 10 metres out, and this is important for West and East. He's short on the right. It goes to Smith. It goes to Mills, and David Mills scores a try. They're going to be hard to peg back now. The Panthers are celebrating scores the try, and Steve Mills, his brother, is all over the top, jubilant. They're all celebrating.
Yeah, good work here. Still Rich has set this try up, but good passing down the short side. East just ran out of players. David Mills, he's had a super game, and is this the end for East? I don't think so.
So West lead, 14 points to 6, 17 minutes to go in the grand final. Steve Doughton, the East lock, is playing in the centres from this scrum. Bowen gets it to Strutton. Strutton's gone through. He'll go all the way here. Across comes Davis. The pass is knocked down. Maguire was inside, is still alive though. And over goes Mark Maguire. That's the grand final now. Wests have got this premiership won. It looked as if Strutton could go all the way himself, and with Mark Maguire alongside him, look at the smile just creeping onto Gary Grinke's face. He knows this is a match-winning lead now, and it's been Graham Strutton who's created the opening. I just said that Steve Doughton was out in the centres, but for East, there's the break made by Graham Strutton. He went through Torpy, the winger, but West had created an overlap. The pass knocked down on the inside. Mark Maguire scrambles back to pick it up, and Turner, the winger from the far side, couldn't stop the try. Had a happy day with the boot, but his team are well on their way now to winning the grand final. It's 18 points to 6 in favour of West. It's up Paul Green with a beautiful tackle. He's still on top of the tackle count, Schiller. That was number 40. And away they go! Sinclair! Sinclair has scored, so it's not all over. Peter Sinclair waltzes through some fairly soft defence. West just opened up. They relaxed for a moment, and Sinclair saw the hole. 18 points to 10. They've got to put this conversion over. Here it is from dummy half. They laid off him. Lamb was in two minds, let him go. Steele Richless was diving through the air and couldn't get a hand on him. In front, he's got to put it over, and he has. So the game is alive again. East will strive for a try, a converted try, to make it a draw at full time so we can go to extra time.
As we see it on.
There's still 30 metres out. Here it goes from Adrian Lamb. Can he get it? No. It's wide, well wide. And it goes dead, so it's back to the 20 for a tap. Sinclair to Green. Tries again. The pass knocked on by Torpy. It was a bad pass. And that's it. The West hands are in the air. They know they've got it won now. Well, Green floating the pass out there, was hoping something would come of it. It wasn't to be. The crowd counting down the last 5 seconds. The siren goes, and West are the premiers 2 years running. They've held out against an almighty comeback by East. And what a grand final. These two teams all year long have proven to be the top two, and they've played like it today. West are victors, 18 points to 12 after it was 6 all at half-time, and every reason for both teams to be very proud of their efforts. East will be devastated to go so close, but yet so far. Gary Grinke, look at that, a big deep breath of satisfaction. Paul Green dejected in defeat. And what a game. 34 players took part in it, and they all played brilliantly. And our man of the match, awarded by Tommy Raudonikis, to West fullback David Mills.
Well, David, to see your dad congratulating there must be a great feeling.
Mate, the best feeling all year. Haven't seen them all year. They've come up to the grand final, and we've got the goods for them. Couldn't be any happier.
This is the way they did it. They scored 4 tries to 2. For East, the try scorers, Paul Green and Peter Sinclair. Green landing a goal and Rob Cannon kicking a goal. For West, 2 tries to David Mills, 2 to Mark Maguire, Kerr kicking 1 from 4. A great day for West. So that just about winds up the season. Thanks to Tom Raudonikis and David Wright for joining us during the finals. Thanks to all of you for joining us on ABC television right through the season. And of course, congratulations to East, valiant in defeat. But for West, the glory, they're the premiers. We'll see you again next season. Goodbye for now.
The Panthers. Come on and sing, come on and sing. West Panthers mighty team. Come on and sing, come on and sing. They're the best that's ever been. They can pass around the ball like you've never seen before. kick and dodge and run and win all the scrums and more. They are the bestest team of all in league football. Come on and see, come on and see the Panthers fighting for their cause. Come on and see, come on and see the Panthers sharpen up their claws. Be sure to wear the red and black and cheer them loudly. Come on and see, come on and see West Panthers mighty team. Come on and see, come on and see the Panthers right up to the end. 'Cause they're the team who simply will not bend. And if you want to know the team to win the grand final, come on and see, come on and see.
And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Lang Park on a super day for what no doubt will be a super game of football. The Brisbane Rugby League Grand Final between the minor premiers Eastern Suburbs, and they come up against the mighty Panthers from Purtell Park.
Easts, the high-flying Tigers. At fullback, Ken Jackson. The wingers, Kurt Wrigley and Andrew McGowan. The centres, Greg Street and Gavin Payne. The 5'8", Steve Dowden. At halfback, Andrew Neve. The lock forward, Bruce Crosby. The second rowers, Scott Nilsson and Darren Wolins. The front rowers, Paul Lusk and Ian Staines. And the hooker is Rob Rattiri. And the Eastern Suburbs coach, John Lang, is looking for his second premiership with the Tigers. The mighty Western Suburbs Panthers. At fullback, Paul Weaver. The wingers, Gavin Duncan and Mark Maguire. The centres, Sam Smith and Graham Strutton. The 5'8", Craig Bowen. At halfback, Adrian Lamb. The lock forward, Peter Taylor. In the second row, Tat Whaleboat and Paul Schuller. The front row forwards, Mark O'Reilly and Paul Childs. And the hooker for Wests is Paul Fitzgerald. The Panthers coach is Nev Hunter.
The mighty Tigers. Lot of boos. Now a few more cheers. And Andrew Slack wait for the black and reds. You have to go back to 1976 when Western Suburbs won the grand final. Andrew Slack beating East in a funny scoreline. Big moment because they're playing in a grand final at Lang Park. They're playing in front of a big crowd, the biggest crowd they would have played in front of in their lives. Now, down to the nitty-gritty of 80 minutes of football. Scott Nielsen. Tat Whaleboat leads the charge of the defenders off the ruck. Crosby split them. Who's getting with him? He dummies the pass, I'd say was forward, but it's going to be play on. And over go Eastern Suburbs in the first minute of the game. Unbelievable. Steve Dowden goes in to score. I thought the pass might have been a little bit suspect.
Tigers had the support and realised it was there then. There is wrong-footed Tat Whaleboat and Paul Childs to make that break down the short side. Gavin Duncan at a loss to know where to go, and there's that pass that was perhaps marginal. Here, not looking, only looking at the defender. Now he picks up the support and gives it to Steve Dowden.
David. The extras are added by Ken Jackson, and East lead by 6 points to 0. Nielsen's calling for it, but it goes right. And that's as simple as you like, Andrew Neve. That is as simple as you'll get to score a try in rugby league.
Paul Fitzgerald from dummy half, where Rattiri ran right, left the defence backpedaling, and there was no one there in cover. And Jackson for the conversion.
Makes no mistake. Eastern Suburbs lead 12 points to 0. We'll take a break and be back in a moment. Jackson sets himself for the kick, and once again Weaver's going to be tested, I would feel. And the chase, what was it? That's a field goal. That's a ripper. That is unbelievable. Ken Jackson just stood on the halfway mark and just rifled it. absolutely rifled it and was never going to miss from the time it left his boot. 13-0.
To Barry Canning or Nev Harmon, who is it? But it's halfway, it's the left foot, bang, no problem. I don't reckon he even hit it sweetly. It'll do, though.
Went over the dead ball line on the full. Screaming to his players, come on. Now, here's Kurt Wrigley. Oh, there's men inside too. He might need them. The cover will want to be quick. Lamb will have to get him, and that'll be a double movement, I think. He's awarded the try.
David Manson right on the spot and right on the side where he could tell whether Lamb had good contact with the lower part of Wrigley's legs, which we'll see from this angle. There's the other missed tackle from Lock Peter Taylor. Here comes Lamb, gets him.
He's lost him.
Let's go, bang, over the wall.
East leads 17-0.
The thing he has got going for him is an experienced reserves bench with the likes of Wayne Cullen and Wayne Treleaven there. Of course, Cullen, member of the 85 South Premiership side, 88 Valley side.
But in the meantime, here's another one. Wrigley number 2. Kurt Wrigley makes it a double, and West just do not have an answer here this afternoon.
Bit casually, putting it down one-handed. Doesn't matter if you're 1-0 up or 21 up as they are at the moment. One makes sure when you're over the line of putting it down properly, but let's not worry or be too critical of East. They're doing it quite well, better than quite well. 32 minutes gone, 21 points to the Tigers. What can West do?
Jackson misses the conversion. East lead 21-0. Now they're outlined, deep. Across the face of the goal it goes. Whaleboat, that pass was a bit iffy. It's play on. Paul Weaver, he's in. He's done into the lot, and that's it. That's what West needed. They might be able to get back into the match. Paul Weaver's in, through the big dummy. Left 3 of them with the short back and sides, and East lead 21 points to 4.
We'll say 3.
So they finally moved it wide enough and long enough for Weaver eventually to wrong foot the defence. Crosby wasn't going to leave his outside man. The cover wasn't coming. And West have stretched Eastern Suburbs on a number of occasions out wide, but the passing hasn't been slick enough to get the ball to the try line. Is a little better. Up and over. 21 points to 6 the score. 1:40 to half-time.
So Nielsen's head also hit the ground too. Oh. There's a bump and there's another one. So he's got double whammy, Scott Nielsen, for his troubles.
Well, is that the only action that's going to be taken as a penalty? And that is it. Coach John Lang and the man in question, Tat Whaleboat, not looking like a happy little person at the moment. Makes no mistake, and East increased the margin. They lead by 23 points to 6. By Strutton. The Whaleboat being penalised in that play of the ball from offside position.
Taken them. Jackson in for this penalty.
Nice kick. Oh, beautifully struck. 25 points to 6 is the lead for East. We'll take a break and be back to Lang Park in a moment. Lamb. He's through. Who can get with him? Now they should score. Jackson's going to give chase to Maguire, but Maguire kicks ahead, and Bowen will get there, and that's a try. Craig Bowen touches down. So with 60 seconds remaining on the clock, West do score in the second half, and East lead by 25 points to 10, and I'm so pleased for Adrian Lamb. He hasn't stopped trying all day. Here's the one that split them, and they're over for a 4-point.
They got their 4 points. I did feel that Craig Green perhaps blew it there. Threw the pass too early, allowed Jackson then to go on to Maguire, and Jackson's got some pace as he showed, but Maguire put it on the toe, and Bowen in good support, something that's been lacking from West today.
So there it is. There's the try score on screen. Duncan hits it. No goal. That's full time. And Eastern Suburbs win the Winfield Cup. They defeat Eastern Suburbs by 25 points to 10. They were minor premiers. They were the best team in the competition throughout the season and have duly arrived to win the Winfield Cup here this afternoon comprehensively by 25 points to 10. And today, it's all theirs. 25 to 10 East defeat West. We'll take a break and be back. 25 points to 10 East defeating West. The presentation, of course, a very happy man, Ian Staines, the Premier, Mr. Wayne Goss. I think the old trophy weighs a bit too. But Ian Staines, he's got a few little battle scars. But yes, it's all worthwhile after a hard year. And you wouldn't meet a nicer man. And Ian Staines, on and off the football field, he's a credit to his sport. And also there, Neil Abercrombie, the chief from
I'd like to
Rothmans.
thank the team. When I say the team, I don't mean just the 17 players involved out here. I mean the whole club. You know, it's all a big team, a lot of backup staff there. We'll all thank them personally later on, but especially thanks to our coach, Johnny Lang, and President Shane Richardson, who's put all this together.
At Suncorp Stadium, this is the Brisbane Big League 1994 Grand Final, featuring minor premiers the Redcliffe Dolphins and defending champions West's Panthers.
Hello and welcome to Suncorp Stadium. Yes, grand final day. The atmosphere is great. Quite a good crowd building up here today. Many of them, I think, expecting a changing in the guard. There's no doubt at all, West have been the dominant side of the 90s. They've been in 4 consecutive grand finals. They won the last 2, and they won't relinquish this title very easily at all. On the other hand, Redcliffe, minor premiers, they've only lost 4 games this year, but there's enormous pressure on them because you have to go back to 1965, the last time they won a grand final here in Brisbane. Western Suburbs take the field in the 1994 grand final. Schultz, Maguire, Smith, Strutton, Tong, Bowen the captain and Berrigan. And in the forwards, Vivian, Green, Retchless, Liddell, Little and Seaby. The Dolphins trying to get their first premiership in 29 years. Canning, Miller, Rick McGrady and his brother Jason in the centres. Smith, Adamson, O'Reilly, the halfback. And in the forwards, Spark, Tweedy, Graham, Rubisam, Collins and Pike. West position for a very deep kick-off, as is the norm. Deep downfield, that's Retchless. Gets a hold of it. And he'll bring it back 10 metres from his own goal line. Great day for the Dolphins so far. Redcliffe in the Colts, 12 points to 8. And in reserve grade, 32 points to 22. But this is the one that counts. This is the one they want to win. And Vivian, but they're on attack. Inside that's a good straight back. But no, the referee Ian Irwin says he was touching the man as he made that strike. You cannot touch the player as he's about to play the ball. Touch to the right-hand side of the post. There's a look at it. Should not be a problem for a player of his calibre. Not a problem at all. 2 points to 0. The Panthers lead after 9 minutes of the grand final. Dangerous back line. Graham at dummy half to Adamson, to O'Reilly. Out here to Spark. Good defence. Pops it back though. That's a good little pop back. O'Reilly gets into space. He'll go all the way. No, just lost
great
it.
tackle, Schultz. Just think they can't hold out if they keep making fundamental errors without clearing their ball from their own 30-metre zone.
O'Reilly, he's through. Clean break by O'Reilly. Great defence again by Schultz. Popped it up nicely. Out to Ricky McGrady. Beautiful hands. Through Graham to Ricky McGrady. Beautiful play initially by O'Reilly, the halfback. A number of times we've seen Adamson stand inside O'Reilly, even though they play in reverse halfback 5'8". Adamson often the player to take it first up. And we'll see it here again. Adamson fires it out to O'Reilly. Always players in motion. O'Reilly just holds it up, lets the sliding defence go. Good attempted tackle by Schultz initially, but O'Reilly does beautifully well. Out to Graham, fires the long pass out. Ricky McGrady, too much pace. Brings it around to improve the position. At 4-2 to the Dolphins. He's missed it. The score remains 4 points to 2 after 18 minutes. Along with Adamson. This time Little standing one off the ruck. Long one to Bowen. Chance on the outside with this sliding defence. There's Sam Smith. Feeds it straight away to Maguire. He's in.
That's an easy try.
Well, that's what happens if you want to stack your defence close to your try line. A good passing movement by West. No one running, everyone moving. The only runner was the last man in Maguire, and you could see Smith just go bang and give it to him straight away to make sure he had the most time possible to avoid that cover. Have a look at the short line of Redcliffe. They're only covering less than the last 15 metres. Smith does well, doesn't even try and draw Miller too much. Bang, straight out. And there's Maguire in the corner. Good work. Touchline. Hits it quite well, but it won't have the legs. Just to the right-hand side as well. Score remains 6-4 in favour of the Panthers. 5 metres out, he's a strong player. Collins, Adamson.
He's going to go
from the try line. Not far from the try. Easy. Too easy. 3 of the West players left on the ground, mainly because they didn't move up in that area. Once you're not far out, you must attack the ball carrier. Extend this lead for the Redcliffe Dolphins. Not a problem from right in front. 10-6 in favour of Redcliffe. 15 minutes up to half-time. Will be an advantage. Adamson. The kick up into the sun. This will be a tough one. It's in the in-goal area. They dropped it. Smith can't get it, but Schick can. He had all the time in the world. Andrew Schick. West really made a meal of it. 2 players having a go at it. Inexcusable from the Panthers. Tong and Schultz, breakdown in communication. Redcliffe have reaped the benefits. The high kick was a good one because it went up into the sun. That made it difficult for the Panthers. Right into the sun. That's what they were looking at. The ball knocked clear. Ironically, Smith can't get back, but Schick gets there in plenty of time. Miller from wide out. Hits it pretty well. Got it. Might have even just flicked the upright. 16-6, 8 minutes to go up to half-time. Berrigan has to come into dummy half. Bowen fades across. Found Strutton. Strutton tries to straighten, cover defence from Graham. Gets his hands free, puts it over the top. Vivian comes back to the inside. Great stuff from West. Just as Tony was saying, they needed to get that second phase going, to get into the defensive situation, get into the tackles and pop the ball back. West have done exactly that. They've hit back well. After getting a penalty, they were allowed to put some concerted pressure on. Right in front. Straight over. 16-12 now. Still in favour of the Dolphins. 2 minutes to go up to half-time.
Will they have another shot out to the right? Or are they going to go left?
They're going to come straight at him. Up the middle and over. He's over. Brad Pike, the big front rower. Redcliffe have really played it tight. They've just ground their way to this position. They did well to knock the ball in the in-goal area. They used all 5, and then rather than kick, they used number 6 as well. Miller. Can he add 2 more? Yes, he can. 22 points to 12. The Panthers still alive with 17 minutes to go. This match, the grand final. Berrigan takes it straight back out. Poor pass up to Bowen. Gets a hold of it. Stratton looks for Bowen. Bowen, great cover defence from Schick.
Oh, fantastic work to come out of that scrum. Bowen was all
Must score on the left. Why would you do it, Craig Bowen? You're lucky to get that penalty. And one in the bin. Jason McGrady, 10 minutes. They'll play 10 men now, almost for the entire rest of the game. Smith is in. Sam Smith. Well, they were arguing. Sam Smith said, well, I'm not here to argue. I'm here to play football. West have come up with the points. Johnny Little wants it quickly. Bowen tries to step up the middle, finds Berrigan. Berrigan decides to dummy. He's one through. Barry Berrigan is quick. He lacks the punt. Now he's got it in Bowen. Bowen, great cover.
Yes, fantastic work.
Play on quickly. West want it. Come forward, Little. They're offside, surely.
It's got to be.
Play on. No. Oh, now come on. Ian Irwin is called a knock on. To go in the grand final. Looks for the blind side. Out to Spark. Tries to get through. Pops it back inside to Tweedy. Kahu Tweedy gets it inside the 20 metres. And a penalty. I think you should take the 2 points. It'll get him out to 6 points in front. Miller. Has he done it? Yes. 24 points to 18. They lead. 4.5 minutes to go in the match. Still with 12 men. 18 in favour of Redcliffe.
No time for the...
Johnny Little decides they'll run it. Outside to Fuller to Elliott. Tackle back on the inside. There's the hooter. Stratton, can he get his hands free? No, he can't. He He's surrounded by 4 players. 4 Dolphins, they've done it. 29 years it's been the drought. A number of West players slumped to their knees. The Redcliffe players jumped for joy because they've finally done it. They've had plenty of attempts in 29 years, and it's only today they've scored a great victory, 24 points to 18. A great victory for Redcliffe. Tony Curry with the Lang Park Trust, man of the match.
Well, David, I couldn't split the halves. Adamson and Tom O'Reilly, fantastic games. They went on the strength of the forward play. I'm going to have to go for Adamson with his greater kicking game. Fantastic game from the young fella.
There it is. For Redcliffe, tries by McGrady, Adamson, Schick and Pike. Miller kicked 4 from 5. Good effort from Wayne Miller. And for West, they weren't disgraced. They were the premiers. They went down fighting. Maguire, Vivian Smith, and Mark Maguire kicked 3 from 4.
Redcliffe, rah, rah, rah. Yeah, boys, here we are for Redcliffe. Every time we play away. We'll show one all. We're now back against the wall. Let's get our back to good old Red boys. That's right, that's right, that's right.
Hello everyone, welcome to Lang Park, the home of rugby league in Queensland, for the grand final of the Queensland Cup. 2 very worthy grand finalists have made it through to the big one. Well, there's a great crowd and they've been very vocal during the early games here. Some exciting football in the early games as well, with Norths represented in all 3 grades today, and the crowd getting right behind the teams. And I'd say that there's good support for both clubs here, both Norths and West. And here come Norths.
Minor premiers, they also won the pre-season, the Devils. They've only got to get 1 more to get the trifecta. This is the big one. And coached by Mark Murray, who was in the last Norths premiership winning side in 1980. Long time between drinks.
Now here come the Panthers. And a number of players in this side likely to retire after this, and Craig Bowen with a couple of his boys, by the look of it, bringing them out. Certainly the mascots there for the Panthers. Jason Twist comes out, a very important role for him today. His kicking has been superb the last couple of weeks. The red and black streamers, Tony Devlin at fullback, Mark Maguire on one wing, Sean Valentine and Craig Smith, strong centre pair. Scott Williamson on the other wing, Craig Bowen the captain at 5'8", Jason Twist the halfback, Joel Toohill in at lock forward, Alan Wheeland and Cameron Roper the second rowers, Rob Campbell, Jason Campbell and David Asplin the front row.
By 1 minute from time.
So away we go in the grand final of 1998 in the Queensland Cup. John Wilshere boots it down to Craig Bowen, and Dave Asplin is knocked over, and already an injury for a Norths player, and it looks like O'Dwyer is down hurt, and that is a blow. He's staggering back on side.
Head knock. The Devils save the day. Down a blind side, they've got numbers. Campbell fires a pass out to Maguire. All he's got to do is take it and run. He's done it. What a way to do it. The big front rower reads the play. Cut out to his winger. Try time. The wingers might get the points. The front rowers set him up.
Fly judged his run. He didn't overrun the pass. He waited his moment and then hit it beautifully, untouched, over in the corner.
Devlin, deadly accurate, but from that distance out, the angle wasn't appropriate. 10-0 in favour of the Panthers.
The 10-metre rule these days allows you to roll it up the field. This is interesting out there to Campbell. Campbell up to Whelan, tries to break the tackle back on the inside. Beautiful. Valentine Twist on the inside. Jason Twist, not under the sticks, yes. Right beside the sticks. Campbell again so effective to Whelan. Whelan went charging through, back on the inside to Valentine. And Jason Twist, where should a halfback be? Right up the middle on the inside. Jason Twist, number 2.
to do and scored so many tries. But look at this good football by West, and they're really moving this North defence wide.
They are on that inside pass too. You can see Valentine just pointing to Twisty, saying, "You just sit there, mate. I'll get it to you." And he knocks it over. 16-0 to the underdogs.
West playing a North-style set of six there with their wide running back rowers.
On the far side of the field, West didn't have the numbers there, and he was very nearly away, except Valentine getting him from behind.
The Devils now, they're still starting to throw silly passes. You don't need that. It's cost them 5 metres. Ricky Paul up to Carmichael. This time, support there from, I think, Rua. Pass up here to Frame. Out here to Guy. Comes back on the inside. Keeps searching right. Guy gets straight to. He should score. Matt Guy. Yes. Under the sticks. The Panthers relaxed. The Devils struck. Matty Guy, he got the pass finally on the outside. When searching back on the inside, the defence was not intense enough. And Guy broke the first line, and the pace there was always going to get him to the line. Trouble.
John Wilshere right in front, moves into it and strikes it cleanly between the posts. Now he took a fair piece of the mould that holds the ball as well. It's like knocking the tee as far as the ball in golf.
16 over the try line. Dummy, go forward, he's over the line. It's a try, Dale Williams, no bonus. I think it's Anthony Bonus, the big man.
Over and planted the ball for a try. John Wilshere close to the post and adds 2 more points. So North starting to claw their way well and truly right back into this contest. They're in touch with West now. 16 points to 12 to the Panthers.
Toohill injured, Warren, is he out of play?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play much more in the game. He's really hobbling and he was only out there for 2 minutes at his last.
Play on, Hamilton. Couldn't look on the outside. Long passes to go. Beautifully up to Gundry. Bit of pace, finds it out to Williams. Don't go too far this time. Craig Dwyer. Out to Geyer. That guy for the corner. The Devils are in. They squared it up at 16 all. A fantastic try. Took a pace, looked on the outside. Took a pace, looked on the outside. And in the end, Geyer. Worth having another look. This is the good work from Hamilton. That was a very important ball. Gundry up the middle. Pass over the top to Dale Williams. Look at that. Just drew the player in. Pass out there to O'Dwyer. Out to Matt Geyer. And he flashes into the corner. Devlin wasn't going to get him. And they make it 18-16. Hits it nicely. Curving it. Got the distance. Over. Johnny Wilshere against the Devils in front for the first time in the match.
5 metres out. Carmichael ducks under one tackle, still going. Carmichael, Kevin Carmichael scores, and the referee will rule a try despite the protests of West's, and that extends the lead as 22-16. Kick to come to give up his supports. This time goes himself, ducking under the tackle there of Dave Asplin, and there it was. That was what West were complaining about. A bit of a shepherd there, as the West player tried to get to Carmichael the second time.
Well, I don't think you can shepherd if you're behind a player backing up, providing you are behind and backing up. I think Valentine's misread that. That's a fair call. And we've seen the genius of the number 7 for the Panthers. And now we see the class of the number 7 for the Devils. And he had struck from in front. Wilshere knocks it over. And the Devils extend their lead. Eddie Devlin makes the tackle. Here's the last one. Move it out this side. Wally's goes for a field goal. Andrew Hamilton. Wally's done it. The Bundaberg kid has whacked it over. That gives them a 7-point lead. And for the second time in a week, we've had a forward. Sorry, how many? 9-point lead. Well, a very comfortable lead. And that will really make it harder and harder now for the Panthers.
And that really was silly play. That was panic play. Too much by Jason Campbell. Wasn't on that call, that pass. And instead it's Craig O'Dwyer for the line. And Craig O'Dwyer scores the match-winning try. That settles the grand final. It's all over. North will win it now. That wraps up the 98 grand final.
Well, West were desperate to try and score a long-distance try, pushing the pass. Prothero got a hold of it. And then really the Panthers had not recovered to now to add the extras and pushes it to the right and hits the upright. Waved away, but it doesn't matter. 29-16 in favour of the Devils.
It was Williamson, who should be on the other wing, but he's on the left wing to make that tackle. Norths go left, right across the field. O'Dwyer opens him up again. He's striding through. He's got Geyer on his left. Cover defence coming at them. But Geyer's in for his third try. A hat-trick in the grand final for Matt Geyer. Well, he hasn't seen a lot of the ball, but every time he has, he leaves them in his wake. Matt Geyer, great speed, great positioning. He could have had a fourth try just a moment or two back. Instead, he makes it 3 and it's 33-16.
Craig O'Dwyer is the one who again breaches the defensive line. From the kickoff it was. Western tried the short kick and North went on with the job. O'Dwyer through, looked like he could have scored it himself, and back on the inside to Matt Geyer for his hat-trick.
The kick from Wiltshire is there. In fact, wasn't Wiltshire in the end who took that kick? Carmichael it was who puts the icing on the cake. 35-16 in favour of North's, defeating West to take the Queensland Cup Grand Final of 1998. And all importantly, when it came to tries, it was the Devils 6 tries to 3, 5 goals to 2, plus a field goal for good measure. And they finally broke the back of West, charging through the second half. The victorious coach Mark Murray there be very proud of his side and his own efforts, and they will celebrate tonight. That wraps it up for 1998. On behalf of David Wright and Gavin Payne today, and through the season, Jerry Collins and Greg Dowling and all our ABC crew, we've enjoyed bringing you the Queensland Cup, and we look forward to your company again next year. It should be another great season of rugby league on ABC television.